Hello again, friends. I am Seed Hero, and welcome back to Triangle Strategy. Real quick before you maximize your tab away, if you could drop a like on the video, I would appreciate it oh so very much. We are just finishing up demolishing Glenbrook Castle. We won the war, we won the battle. We didn't win the war. We won the battle, but at the cost of everyone in our kingdom hating us. Let's see where this leads.
Overwhelmed by the forces of House Wolffort, Aesfrost's troops are scattered and driven from the crown city. Glenbrook, at last, is free.
Free to take a swim anywhere in their neighborhood.
Several days after this fateful battle, Queen Cordelia announces her intent to abdicate the throne and make way for another. Roland Glenbrook, his face no longer hidden from the world, will take his rightful place at the seat of power. With the prince's friends having only just finished grieving his death, and his enemies having only just finished toasting to it, this news shocks the foundations not only of Glenbrook, but of Norzelia itself. Benedict's daring stratagem has left deep scars across the city, which stand as a statement to Aesfrost that their enemies will do anything to see them defeated. The prince becomes king, and condemns the schemes of Gustadolph, making known Aesfrost's plot to usurp the throne. However, the people's reaction to this news is not quite a chorus of approval. It is plain that the ravages of war and the shame of subjugation have left an indelible mark on the once prosperous nation. Although the battle for Glenbrook is behind them, Serenoa and the rest of the city's liberators must make ready for a struggle of an entirely different sort.
Chapter 14, Part 2. Glory shall find you.
Congratulations on returning to your rightful throne, King Roland.
Ah, you returned. My friend, a word.
Yes.
I am honored to have had you by my side on this journey. To be able to call you friend.
I only backstabbed him once, alright. We're still friends.
As am I, Roland.
Your Majesty, representatives from Hyzante have arrived.
We shan't make undue demands of your time, King Roland. We've simply come to say farewell.
Without your aid, my people would still be under Aesfrost's iron rule. Glenbrook owes you a debt of gratitude.
Consider the debt paid. The knowledge we gleaned of Aelfric's capabilities was more than worth our troubles.
Indeed, it surpassed my every expectation. The Holy One is sure to be pleased with the results.
Your Majesty, can we trust you to lift the embargo and keep Aesfrost subdued?
Of course. Lord Wolffort has promised his full cooperation in that regard.
Your Majesty, lest you misunderstand your friend's position, allow me to make one matter abundantly clear. Minister Serenoa is of the Saintly Seven. He is not to serve at your whims, but by the grace of the Hierophant.
I understand, but he is also a Lord of Glenbrook. More importantly, he is my friend. As such, I would ask for his assistance in the days ahead, as I have in days past.
Your Majesty, it is plain that the friendship between you two runs deep. However, the rules of politics are old and immutable.
And what does the Lord himself think of his new position?
Of course, I am grateful for the honor Hyzante has bestowed upon me. I will do all in my power to serve both the Hierophant and King Roland with all faithfulness.
In other words, the Hierophant does not have your full loyalty.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Glenbrook and Hyzante are to be two nations united in purpose. Surely it is reasonable that Lord Serenoa acts in service to both? Perhaps King Roland and the Hierophant should discuss my lord's role together.
You are right, of course. It is not our place to assume the goddess's intent.
Very well. I hope to meet with the Holy One as soon as my duties allow. I expect busy days ahead for you, Serenoa. Be prepared.
Certainly, Your Majesty.
Milo shall stay in Glenbrook for the time being. If there is aught she can assist you with, consider her at your complete disposal.
Ooh, does that mean she joins our party, like full-time?
Remember, Milo, that you are the symbol of friendship between our two nations.
I feel like Serenoa is the symbol of friendship between our two nations.
But of course, I live to serve, Minister.
And with that, we shall take our leave.
May we meet again soon.
They leave us with a spy. It seems we still haven't won their trust entirely.
Whatever secrets they uncover will only attest to our commitment to the friendship between us.
Still, their actions speak volumes. Their aid has not come without expectation of just recompense. Already they seek to make Lord Serenoa their puppet.
But we need Hyzante's aid to crush Aesfrost.
By the same token, we cannot resist Hyzante without Aesfrost's might. And once Aesfrost is laid low, Glenbrook will have served its purpose. What then would stop Hyzante from tightening their grip?
Just as they did with the Rosal. The injustice I saw at the source is not something I'll soon forget. If you require proof of Hyzante's true nature, you need only remember.
I know. This country is my home, built by my father and the kings before him, safeguarded by my sister and generations of my forebears. I will rebuild it, restore its glory and its pride. We will not be treated as dogs at the end of a leash.
For now, we must look within. Only after that work is done should we look without.
So, the Crown City has fallen. I see. And what of General Avlora?
Her forces were swept away in the floods, and she has not been seen since.
And my siblings, Thalos and Erica?
They died, fighting bravely in battle. My condolences, Your Grace.
I understand. I have fewer pieces on the board than ever now.
Pieces. Really is true what they say about him.
It seems I was wrong to think that Hyzante would remain idle. Or was my more grievous error to be taken in by the prince's false death? Regardless, I was a fool to show House Wolffort any mercy.
Your Grace, reports from the battlefield tell of an unknown weapon being brought to bear against our forces.
It was water.
Oh? Continue.
Our troops sighted an explosion of purple smoke from the Tellier domain before the banks collapsed and flooded the valley.
They possess a weapon that can alter the river's flow. It appears the weapon Avlora indicated in her report has been completed sooner than we anticipated. We mustn't allow Hyzante to think they've won the upper hand. I intend to answer their weapon with one of my own.
I really hope they attack Hyzante and not Glenbrook again. Glory shall find you. Completed. Oh, we get to save again. I don't think I pressed any buttons throughout that. That is peak gameplay right there.
After retaking Whiteholm Castle, Roland assumes the throne. Joy over the return of the line of Glenbrook sweeps the kingdom.
That's not what I heard.
Yet not everyone is quick to welcome Roland back with open arms. Life under Aesfrosti rule treated them well, and they suspect him to be naught but a figurehead of a puppet regime. Roland's absence, it seems, made room for discord among his subjects to flourish.
Chapter 15, Part 1. A Banner's Worth.
There you are, Your Majesty.
Ah, Huet.
Pray, do not sound so dismal. Now that we have retaken Whiteholm Castle, you are Glenbrook's rightful king.
It's almost like she forgot that he is actually still a little bit emo.
We've an entire kingdom to rebuild out of the ruins of war. Patriot and the others have been demanding utmost haste.
I understand that, I do. But
I still think Patriot is really sus. He was very quick to jump over to Aesfrost.
oh, Cordelia. Damn the duchy. They tried to take everything from me. They have to pay.
I know you have suffered many hardships, but pray, do not let yourself succumb to despair. Me, our comrades, your people, all of us are eagerly awaiting the era of peace our new king will bring.
King, eh? My father never once let his emotions overcome him. Not even the day my mother died. I had every intention of following his stoic example, but...
Majesty, I bring word from the infirmary.
Is it Cordelia? Pray tell me she's all right.
How amazing would it be if she actually passed right here? They gave you like that sliver of hope, and then they just take it away in the next chapter.
She is indeed recovering apace, Your Majesty.
Never mind.
Oh, thank the stars.
No, thank the medics.
It seems she has something to discuss with you all, if you will hear her out.
Of course. Tell her we'll speak in the garden. But only if it will not tax her overmuch.
Yes, sire.
Huet, fetch Serenoa and the rest. Tell them to come to the garden as soon as they are able.
'Twould be my pleasure.
What is it? You're smiling.
It's only... I thought it would be some time yet before I saw you look so at ease. I'll return shortly with the others.
Cordelia, you returned to me after so long, but slow and steady is the path to recovery. Yes, there is no rush.
Maybe you should find somewhere to sit.
So that is what happened in my absence.
Like that bench over there. Considering we just got out of the infirmary.
Yes. Gustadolph was a clever ruler. After the invasion, Patriot and his royalists cozied up to Aesfrost in order to protect themselves. Gustadolph used them to his every advantage. He stripped them of their privileges and left them nothing but their governing responsibilities. I don't think Patriot much cared for that, but it did ensure everything continued smoothly. without interrupting the people's lives.
Now I understand why there was little unrest after the occupation began.
A clean, effective takeover by a well-seasoned commander.
But all the while, he was preparing to face the next conflict.
Wait, does he intend to march on Hyzante next?
I believe so. I wish I could be more specific. But the goddess's shield cannot protect the Holy State's capital from Aesfrost. Not anymore. He said it will all be over once the death knell is ready.
What is this death knell?
A new weapon born from the coupling of Aesfrosti ironworking and explosive projectiles. Thalas claimed it is powerful enough to break through the goddess's shield.
To think Aesfrost is capable of creating such a monstrosity.
So much for their reign of peace. Taking over Glenbrook was only the first move in a bigger gambit to seize the source.
I am disturbed to learn of Gustadolph's plan. But rebuilding our capital must take priority.
Very well. We should investigate the extent of the damage and discuss how best to proceed from there. House Wolffort will lend whatever aid you need.
Thank you, Serenoa. But since you are one of their saintly 7 now, I'd ask you to keep an eye on Hyzante as well.
Cordelia?
Apologies. A brief spell of dizziness.
I have been looking everywhere for you, Your Highness.
Oh, Patriot. How I have missed you.
Patriot.
I do not recall giving you leave of the infirmary. Your injuries are still healing. Would you undo all the trouble I went through to get you the best of care? Pray, return to the infirmary at once.
It wouldn't do to push yourself, Cordelia. Rest now. Leave everything to me.
All right.
I was entirely convinced Patriot was going to give her a piggyback ride.
We got a pretty good understanding of the damage in the capital, my lord. It's a tad more than we were expecting.
But if you just use your eyes, you can clearly see just how bad it is.
I see. Then we must make haste with repairs. Let's report this to Hyzante and see what aid they can give us.
Like, at this point, we're not even making haste with repairs. We need to make haste with restarting. Like, even the foundation is busted. Yeah, this is no good.
Was there anything of note besides damage?
There ain't an easy way of putting this, but not everyone's exactly pleased to hear Prince Roland's returned. Aesfrost exempted Glenbrook's subjects from the salt tax. Likely a bid to get in everyone's good graces. And a damn good one at that. But more than that, the so-called freedom Gustadolph brought to the kingdom seems to have made a splash. He threw out the old ways and made it so anyone could better their lot in life depending on their ability, instead of their birthright.
Just as in Aesfrost.
Then the people must have looked quite favorably upon Gustadolph's rule.
I wager folks ain't too pleased to see us, since they figure it means things will go back to how they used to be.
Roland surmised as much. We must do something to show the people his is a return worth celebrating.
Anna, have you looked into the state of affairs in the castle?
Yes. The head of the Royalists, Minister Patriot, is extending his influence. He made quite the name for himself, even under Gustadolph. Though he seems eager enough to support King Roland, he was just as eager to serve the Archduke. I do not believe we can trust him.
Distinguished members of House Wolffort, how hard you are all working to rebuild our capital. What a delightful thing to see.
Yeah, we are working hard, as well as that one soldier over there across the bridge.
Minister, you do us a great honor visiting us out of all the many other responsibilities that must vie for your attention.
Oh, come now, do not think yourself so insignificant. The entire kingdom owes you its thanks, myself included, of course. We are so grateful for House Wolffort's aid, even though you now serve a different master.
We are only doing what any of King Roland's loyal vassals would.
Speaking of the king, I'm afraid we've a bit of a problem. His Majesty seems to be entertaining thoughts of retaliating against Aesfrost. But the people have had their fill of war. And I'm sure you're already aware the people look upon the royal line with disfavor. I only beg you take every care going forward.
A warning.
Even so, there is naught we can do but focus on rebuilding.
Indeed. Let us return to the king and apprise him of our progress.
There's not a whole lot to report, Benedict. What's the status? We've done absolutely nothing so far, Your Majesty.
I would walk the city with Sheila a bit longer and speak with the people.
As you wish. But this is not the capital you knew. Be careful, my love.
Ooh, we have a lot to do. 2 main stories and 3 character stories. Let's jump into Roland. Roland reminisces during a training session with Serenoa.
You've gotten better, my friend. Much better. Only because I've had you to train with.
That's not true.
And how far behind would I be without Sir Maxwell's tutelage? The Dawnspear himself is my personal mentor. And still you're all but my equal. It's been a while since we last sparred. It takes time to adapt to a new opponent. Perhaps so. Anyhow, I always enjoy our skirmishes. No better way to clear my head after another quarrel with Father.
Nope, time to go emo again real quick. Lay the sadness on me, buddy. Tell me what's wrong.
Must all 3 nations be part of this mining venture? I've yet to hear a convincing argument as to why.
You do not hear because you do not listen.
Hyzante offers nothing but a sliver of their vast riches. Something we could easily do without. I understand the advantage of involving Aesfrost. Their expertise speeds things along immeasurably. But Hyzante? Have you at least demanded they lower the taxes on salt? Such a change would be welcomed by our subjects and enrich their daily lives. We cannot concede everything while gaining naught in return. Sure.
It has been decided, and I will hear no more. You presume upon matters you do not comprehend.
But Father, I'm just...
Now, Roland, if there is nothing else, pray leave me be. I have more important matters to attend to.
Yes, Father.
I'll go cry in my room. I'll be listening to Good Charlotte if you need me.
If only I'd found the right words. If only I had kept my emotions in check. Perhaps things would have ended differently. Blaming yourself for past mistakes will lead you nowhere. You must look forward for the opportunities ahead. Of course. And I trust you'll be at my side come that time. Just as House Wolffort stands with the crown, I stand with you. I am fortunate to have as loyal a friend as you. As am I. Enough sentimentality. Raise your spear so I can knock it down.
You're welcome to try, my friend.
Alright, what else do we got in here? We have more Hosobara. Even the tavern, meant to be a place for people to forget their worries, sees its share of troubles.
Go on, have another glass. I'm offering top shelf drink for bottom shelf prices tonight. No need to fret over your coin purses.
See? This is why we keep coming back. Nobody treats us better than our Hosobara.
Quite the crowd tonight, eh? Good to see it.
All thanks to you for supplying me with that mead.
Thanks to my good fortune, you mean. I got it for so cheap on account of the batch not measuring quite up to the brewer's usual standards.
Still, look at how happy it's made them. There's nothing I love more than seeing my tavern full to bursting like this. Thank you, Eridor. Truly.
Thank you for getting me the reject alcohol.
It's nothing, honest.
And just like that, they've nearly drank me dry. Might have to close up early tonight.
Celebrating something, Hosobara. Whatever it is, we'll drink to that. Pour us around.
I wish I could. Seems the barrels have run dry tonight. But if you'll come back on the morrow...
Run dry? You've enough for these drunkards? You can't spare a drop for those of us who are risking our lives for you on the battlefield? Hey, who are you calling a drunkard?
Calling the drunk people the drunkard.
Don't you fools go spoiling the one spot of happiness we've had in a long while.
Enough! My tavern's a place for forgetting troubles, not stirring them up. You do well not to look down your noses at the very people you've sworn an oath to protect. You want respect? Go out there and earn it by ending the war. Then there'll be drink aplenty to go around.
You tell them, Hosobara. They're no better than us.
You lot aren't blameless either, you know. These soldiers do put their lives on the line to protect yours. They get enough grief on the battlefield without you giving it to them off it.
Sorry, Mom.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. No, I shouldn't have let my temper flare.
Look, there's still some drink left here. How's about you raise a glass together?
Yeah. You can have some of ours, too.
No, kiss.
Well, don't mind if I do.
Level head you've got on your shoulders there, Hosobara.
It helped that you pitched in when you did.
Ah, now that hits the spot. Doesn't it? Here, I'll pour you another.
How do we have that much alcohol still left to go around after saying we were dry?
See, now this is what I live for. Giving people a place they can come together and leave the worries of the world behind for a while. Somehow, I know this is what Theo would have wanted me to do. If only I could raise a glass with him.
Aye, I reckon he'd be proud. You've made a spot of sunshine for people that don't get much of it these days. People like me.
What with business booming again, it looks like I'm going to have my hands full for a while. Don't you worry for your mama, Theo. As long as there's ale to be poured and smiles on her customers' faces, she'll be just fine.
Mama's out here contributing to alcoholism, Theo. You be proud of me. I say this all in good fun. I like Hosobara. Narv heals an injured child with his grandfather's magic.
Damn it all.
At this rate, I'll never come close to carrying on Grandfather's legacy. Maybe I was never destined to be a great mage after all.
Ow! It hurts!
I'll give you something to cry about.
Oh no, the poor child's fallen.
He appears to be standing to me.
Hey there. Are you hurt?
Ow! It hurts so bad I can't even stand!
You're literally standing. You're literally
Not
standing.
to worry. I'll fix you right up. So dry those tears.
Really?
Yup. The pain will disappear like magic. You'll see.
I was gonna bonk him on the head with the cane.
Wow! It doesn't hurt anymore. Thank you, sir. Grandma, look! My leg's all better now!
Well, I'll be. Thank you so much for healing my grandson.
You don't need to thank me. This is nothing.
Those robes. You wouldn't happen to be a student of the Archmage Grandante, would you?
And how do you know that, Wolffort townsperson? That is mighty sus.
You know my grandfather?
Oh, of course I do. What a great man he was, always using his magic to help those in need, much like you. I was just one of many whose lives he saved. Why, that was over 30 years ago. I lost my house to the fires of war and nearly my life along with it. But he quenched the flames with his spellcraft and healed my burns. Had it not been for the Archmage Grandante, I would not be here today. I am forever in his debt.
How much money, approximately, theoretically, about how much money in debt would you say you are to him?
Even though Grandfather's name was erased from Hyzante's records, his memory lives on in the people he helped.
It sounds like he was a truly amazing man indeed. And I know he would be proud of you for following in his footsteps.
Do you really think so?
I do. And I have no doubt that one day you will restore the glory to your grandfather's name. No matter what the Ministry does to erase his existence, his spirit lives on through you.
Right. But I must keep practicing, that I might help even more people with my spells. Just watch me, Grandfather. I'll restore the honor of your name if it's the last thing I do.
And it might be. That woman gave us nothing. We have two main stories. Let's do the castle. Roland takes steps to rebuild the Crown City, but Patriot and the Royalists have other ideas.
The coronation ceremony. Certainly there are more important matters to focus on right now.
A coronation is important to assuage the people's fears and restore their faith, besides which it is the Royalists' most fervent wish. A kingdom is only truly as strong as people believe it to be, and right now the world believes Glenbrook weak. The ceremony will be a display to the contrary.
Is this truly the remedy our situation calls for? Right now, I imagine the people care only for where their next hot meal will come from.
Rest assured, sire, House Wolffort will see your subjects shan't go hungry. But trust me when I say nothing will hasten Glenbrook's return to her former glory so much as announcing the return of Regna's rightful heir. To win your subjects' hearts, you need do nothing but ascend to your position upon the throne.
You mean sit my royal backside on a fancy chair?
In a manner of speaking. A king's duty is first and foremost serving as his kingdom's symbol. You needn't trouble yourself with day-to-day governance. We will assume that burden. After all, you have only just been crowned.
And we continue to be shady.
There will be no ceremony. The people will tell us what they need, and you will listen to them, Patriot. That is my command.
As you wish, King Roland.
How fare things, Suette? Have the relief supplies been given to those who need it?
Well, we had received a sizable shipment of goods from Hyzante, but there are complaints. It seems very few of those goods have made it into the hands of the people.
Where did they go?
And why is that?
We aren't certain, though apparently Patriot and the Royalists involve themselves with the distribution.
Damn those Royalists! They cannot be left to their own devices.
Well, I'm glad we owe Hyzante another favor. For Patriot to be pocket padded a little bit. Frederica hears the voices of the people as she walks the city streets. I'm glad we get to follow her in this. I didn't think we'd get to. I thought we'd get like a little quick recap.
There are more who accepted Aesfrost's rule than I imagined.
Glenbrook's history is long. Yet, that is why hierarchy and precedent hold sway. This is a stubborn land, my lady, not given to easy change. Though Archduke Gustadolph, acting in the name of freedom, granted privilege after privilege to the powerful. For people used to Glenbrook's rigid customs, I suppose that sort of change must have been too seductive to resist.
Perhaps, but his freedom was not but greed and cruelty.
Lady Frederica, I've been searching everywhere for you.
A Wolffort messenger! Did you run all this way? What's happened?
My lady, I hail from Castle Wolffort, bearing tidings of Lord Symon.
Really?
Has he awakened?
He has. He is in high spirits and recovering well. And he is most pleased to hear of the capital's recapture. He bids you visit Castle Wolffort so he can honor you himself.
Oh, I must bring these glad tidings to Serenoa at once. How long it has been since I've seen him smile.
There is one more bit of news I have for you, my lady, but it is not so happy.
Is there some sort of trouble in the Wolffort domain?
Bandits are laying waste to the Rosellan village.
What? Well, I guess no one lives there anymore.
To our shame, Castle Wolffort does not have enough soldiers to stop this. We would beg Lord Serenoa's wisdom in this matter.
The enemy must be powerful indeed. We cannot leave the Rosellan village defenseless.
Let us inform the others. Messenger, with us.
Well, well. Things are about to get interesting.
Now, is she actually a spy, I wonder? Like, is she... Benedict seems to be very insistent that she is a spy in our midst, and Benedict is generally right on these things. I don't know, part of me hopes that she's just legitimately on our team. I do like how chaotic neutral she is, though. Alright, we have a scale of conviction, and we do not have time. So that leaves us with but one action to take. We are going to wrap it up for today, and we will continue this tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me on today's Storybook episode. I appreciate you being here so very much. Take care.